Welcome back to FryMinis. I'm Eric, and today we're doing something we don't normally do. We're going to do a brief story adventure review. Yeah, we don't normally do those. I don't like to do spoilery type of stuff. When we look at book reviews, we typically just look at the character options in there and maybe a high level thought on the story. But this time, this was a special one, so I wanted to kind of break it down a little bit. So today we are talking about Hero's Feast, Saving the Children's Menu. Written by the spectacular Deborah Ann Wall, this is a D&D 5e adventure for 4 to 6 10th level characters. The timing on this worked out perfectly. We were in the middle of a campaign with 11th level characters, and my players, we always make sure are a little juiced up, so they were a little strong. On top of it, but I was able to plop this right into the middle of the campaign as a little side mission type of deal, and it was awesome. So at a very, very high level, so I'll let you know when we start talking any kind of spoilers, but at a high level, the players need to go get some ingredients for a chef for a particular event. Then you get sent on a little side mission, and you end up meeting some really cool friends, and there's a little bit of some battle and some kind of exploration in there. It's got really, really good usage of all three pillars of D&D. So this definitely gets a thumbs up. It was a couple of dollars on D&D Beyond. Very, very easy to run. You could turn this into a full, like a 4-hour session. But if you needed to, you could definitely cram this into maybe 2 hours if you were able to keep pace, but I think 3 to 4 hours is realistic for this. Still avoiding spoilers, I would say this is a very simple to run little adventure module. It's pretty straightforward. There's nothing overly complicated for a DM to manage. A handful of stat blocks here or there, a couple of puzzles, not a ton of NPCs that you'll need to keep straight. You can use battle maps, but you can also totally theater the mind this very easily. The only challenge for a new DM would be that you're looking at 10th level characters, so the players could potentially be the biggest challenge here. But if you wanted to just jump into some mid-tier combat adventure type story, this is a great way to kind of dip your toes in that water without going overboard. And it can be completely self-contained too. There are no new magic items, no custom stat blocks you need here. Everything is crystal clear there. And while the adventure does contain specific locations that are tied to the Sword Coast, nothing is specific to that. They use the names of places, but there are nothing has to be there. You could easily change the names on these. If you're playing in Kryn or something, you could easily reflavor and just change the names, and it'd be all A-okay. Okay, now this section is going to contain very, very, very light spoilers. And this there will be nothing critical here. We ultimately, because like I mentioned, my party was very strong. We like to be real generous with bonus feats and magic items to let the players feel heroic is kind of our target there. So we did, and they were one level over, which normally isn't a big deal. But I did add a couple additional monsters to the big fight at the end. I did throw in a random encounter as they traveled from the town to the location where most of the adventure takes place, just to spice it up, give them an extra fight. My party likes to fight a lot. And we did end up having the lady in the end. That is kind of one of the main NPCs. I did give her a stat block, so one of the players could actually use her in the fight too, to just bring a little extra fun into it. And it worked out well. Everything went perfectly smooth. The fights were generally balanced. I did add a couple bonus elementals in there at the end just to keep the party busy. Otherwise, we would obliterate everything. But it was good. It was good. Okay, end of possible even remote spoiler section right there. I think this is a great adventure. I totally think this is worth a couple bucks. I would absolutely run this again in a heartbeat. This would be a great adventure to keep in your pocket for whenever you're a group of people say, hey, let's do a one shot for whatever reason. And assuming they're not complete total newbies to D&D where you wouldn't want to start somebody at 10th level for the first time. Assuming any other situation, this would be a great go-to adventure. It's, like I said, it's not too robust or complicated, so just running it from memory I think you could easily get away with. I did print out, there are a couple items that you could kind of print out to make it easier for the party with some puzzle related things, a particular guide to a kind of food, and we printed all of those out so the players could kind of huddle around. This was once a month we meet in person, but typically we play online, but this we saved for an in-person group, and so the players were able to huddle around and try to figure out the puzzle in person, and that was just a really, really good experience with that. So I know this is a long-winded review. I don't normally do reviews of stories, but this one just seemed particularly interesting, and I just really hope Deborah Ann Wall makes it into the new Daredevil stuff. I thought she was great in the Netflix series, and I hope she's able to continue on here, but I don't know. Okay, so great adventure. Check it out on D&D Beyond. No affiliate or anything. I bought it myself. Big thumbs up. I don't have like for our mini reviews where we've got a review metric system, I don't have anything for that, so I'm just going to give it a thumbs up. Actually, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. I liked it a lot. So Heroes Feast, Saving the Children's Menu. Check it out, run it, easy peasy, have fun. All right, let me know in the comments. Have you ever ran a pre-written adventure? Usually I do total homebrew stuff, but this was easy to plop in there. Okay, let me know. Bye.